take you for a little ride up to our ponds. Let you kind of see a little bit of what it looks like around here. It's a little noisy on this ATV, and I'm sorry about shaking. I don't have a gimbal. Nothing. The cows is kind of slacking off and keeping these weeds down, I see. We used to have an old barn in there, and it's all fell down. And man, we're gonna have to do some mowing, I guess. These cows ain't keeping it down. I hadn't been down here in a long time. I just wanted to see what it was looking like. And it's definitely getting grown up. Let's see what our crossing here looks like. I may have to go a different route because it's really muddy. It's alright. A lot of times that thing is full of water, so we have to go around the other way. so we can hear. This one has actually got some pink lilies in it. We've got to get out here and clean a bunch of these out because it's really putting a damper on our fishing spots. But the pond's looking good. It's actually, this one is actually up some. We've got a lot of bass and crappie and perch out of here. A few catfish. I know there is some big catfish in here. It's just a matter of course getting them to take anything. I wanted to sit up here a minute or two and see if anything was doing any surfacing, because we talked about coming up here fishing this weekend while the wind wasn't so bad. It's still gonna be hot, and it's definitely hot. And the area we like to fish that is a road actually that goes around it that way, but right now it looks like the trees is taking it over. So until we get up here and clear the trees out on that side, it doesn't look like we're gonna be doing much fishing from over there. We can always go over on that side. Our corner is probably another, I don't know, quarter mile that way to that corner over there. And I'll take you up here and show you the other side over here. This is one of my favorite trees here. We was keeping it cleared out underneath so we could sit up here in the shade and look at the pond, but my husband hasn't been up here doing much lately. We have a railroad track that runs east and west behind us here, and we've got the property almost all the way to the railroad track. Well, like I said, we let our neighbor run his cows on here since we don't do any of it anymore. And I was a little bit worried. We hadn't had any cows on here in quite a while, but there's something working some water out there. And it had gotten so grown up, when the neighbor asked about running his cows on it, we said, yeah, maybe for 4 or 5 years you might run them on there and get some of this stuff ate down because it was getting so bad. In the first year, they pretty much had it ate down real good, but now that he don't have very many on here, it's starting to grow up again. Let me start this up and turn this thing around a little bit.